YouTube? Drama D here. Gonna be doing a little bit of coral swapping or moving from this tank to this tank. I need to get in here and fix all these rods and tiles, but I want to move some stuff out today, so I'm gonna try to move this rack out right here, and then I'm going to be trying to propagate some King Midases, Captain Jerks, maybe these Daisy Dukes or Stargazers. I do have a second Superman mushroom in there. Gonna take some Nirvanas out, some Ding Dangs. Probably pull the red people eaters out from the back because something has been irritating them, and try to frag them up. Make 3 or 4 frags out of those. So, big thing when you're fragging, in my opinion, especially when it's inside your house, is you're gonna want towels. This is gonna help clean up any drips and water that you have. Paper towels will help as well if you don't want to rub your towel that you use for your tank on the floor. Over here I have some nitrile gloves. I'm going to try to limit putting my arms in the tank and actually pull the pieces out using these big tongs here from Eheim. I like these a lot. The only problem with these is that's as wide as the jaws open. That's the only complaint I have about them. But easy to work with. So I got a little container that I'm going to just fill with water from the tank and just put the frags in here. I'm going to use the lid as a cutting board type material. I actually have a little cutting board from the 99-cent store that I also use right here. So I'll be using that. Take the corals out, put them in here, inspect them on here or here. Safety glasses. I know I wasn't a big safety guy as far as putting eye protection on. I would just wing it until I had a Zoa squirt me right in the freaking eye. So now I wear glasses. If you can, do like a full face mask, you know, like kind of like the clear ones that go over your whole face. That's even better. I have had these on and gotten squirted underneath the glasses. So glasses and gloves, especially when working with Zoas, are ideal. Other tools, I got some bone cutters because I want to try to cut. I have some firework cloves. I've never fragged cloves before. I've killed cloves trying to get rid of them just by rubbing them out, but I want to try to pull some cloves out. So I'm going to try to cut a piece of them with the rock off, because I have some in the back that are getting blasted with flow, and the whole colony's kind of moved forward, so I'm going to try to cut the ones off the back. Other tools, I got these are the best right here for fragging Zoas or soft corals, like Electuses, or if you want to cut a Electus in half, make 2. I've seen it done. I've seen a guy turn 20 into 40, and then 2 weeks later turn 40 into 80, and it was just insane. So I got a bigger pair and a smaller pair, and then these are my favorite. Just some tweezers. You don't seem like some tweezers would be, won't focus. A tool that's used a lot, but you see on the tips here they got these little points. I like these for holding individual polyps, zoas, or pallies, and they really come in handy more so than the other ones. I got some new blades here. These ones right here are also a larger pair, but I prefer these smaller ones. So as far as fragging tools, I'm probably just going to be using these, and these. I'm going to try to stay away from the scalpel, but if I need to, I have it here. And I like using this tool as well when you're trying to break get underneath the coral and break the rock. It fits in these little holes real nice. So I got this little kit, I think about a year ago off Amazon. I think it was like $8. And that did not come with these, but it came with all this. So surgical steel, stainless steel. So for the price, I felt like you couldn't go wrong. Some other stuff I have is some tongs, long tongs. These will be they're from like China or something. Got these like 5 years ago. Got some super glue gel. Got a couple tubes that still got a little bit left in there. Got a paper towel just for blotting my hands with. Wipe up any water spots. Got a scraper because once I remove the frags off the rack, I'm going to take the rack out, maybe put it in this tank to seed it with some coralline, and then I'm going to scrape off the glass in the tank because there has been some calcium buildup on the glass here in this little square area where I can't fit my mag cleaner, and then right here in this corner because I took the Yuma off the big rock. Ended up having biropsis growing on it, so rather than just try to treat the biropsis, I cut the Yuma off the rock completely, put it on its own little plug, and it took a few days. It was pissed off, but I don't see the biropsis in the tank anymore. I didn't have to deal with it, didn't have to go with the flux nozzle, the reflux, or anything like that. I remember battling biropsis back before they had reflux and what is that, vibrant that everybody's using now. Just be careful using some of those newer products, man, because I had a buddy that was using Purge. It's a new product, and it wiped out probably about 15 grand worth of acros. So be careful using those new products. Follow the directions. Maybe start with a half dose, quarter dose, until you feel comfortable, and ramp up the dose over time. So another thing I got is I got 3 little containers here. This one's going to be for iodine, so when I cut zoas or something, I like to give them a little 5 to 10 minute dip in iodine after, just to help with the healing process. This is strictly providone iodine. Basically I put some water in here and I squirt just enough of that in to where I could barely see the coral in the dish. So not completely black or browned out, but just barely. I put it's probably about 15-20 drops in there just to where I could barely see the coral. Now this is the same stuff that my buddy uses, a lot of reefers I know use. I've never had a problem with it. You get it at CVS, it's like $8. What's in there? It's active ingredients, benzene. I don't know. I've never had any issues with it. Never lost a coral because of it. Corals have been pissed off for a few days after use before. It's just a 10% solution of providone iodine, so I've been using that for a while. You can see it doesn't take much, but whenever cutting soft corals, I like to use that. And then I have a different type of dip here. Not that it matters on dipping them, because the two systems are linked together, but if I'm going to frag it, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe dip it first, just to see if any pests come flying out, just to see what's in my tank. Plus it also helps heal the coral too. Reverses coral degradation. Man, that's a tongue twister. But anyways, I'm going to use some I'll pull a coral out, dip it in the Melaflex, and then this one's going to be a rinse tube, a rinse thing, a rinse cup, and then I'm actually going to pull out another one. I'm going to have 2 rinse cups. So one's going to be to rinse iodine off, and one's going to be to rinse the dip off, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing, and maybe I'll try to come back after I get everything put in Like I said, I need to move these rods. Not sure if the flow is going to blow them around. They were basically in there just to separate different types, different prices and values, and grow out. I don't know. I just thought it looked kind of nice. The neonness from the lights. On this system right now, currently, I only have the max spec light on, and this is due to the Orphic lights not having a timer on them. Now I do have two brand new timers somewhere, and I actually spent about an hour yesterday looking for them, and I could not find them anywhere. But I know what box they're in, and I know they're brand new. It's just a matter of where did I put them. So I think I know where I put them, but unfortunately there's a lot of pulling out boxes and moving stuff around to get to them, because I've looked everywhere else. So I'm pretty confident that they're in there. And then I might have given them away, but I really don't think I did give them away. But I could have, to one specific individual. So I'm going to maybe contact him. And then if not, I'm going to have to go buy a couple timers. I was trying to find a timer that would have like 3 outlets on it, but I can control each outlet individually. I was also looking at the Wi-Fi timers, just to use as a, it's like a little smart plug you plug in your light to, and it's got a timer on it. They have some little individual ones that are like $8 or $9 online. I was like, that's pretty cool. But I want to have one Orphic on a separate timer than the other. Basically, I want to have the max spec come on about 9 a.m. By about 11, I want to have one of the Orphics come on, and then about 2 o'clock have the second Orphic come on, and then about 6 o'clock have the first Orphic turn off, and then about 7-ish have the second Orphic turn off, and then have just the max spec on like you see now until 9 o'clock. 12-hour time. I know some people say you don't need to run your lights that long. I've ran 12 hours for as long as I can remember. I've never had issues. I've always had either good coral growth or bad coral growth, but that all depended on parameters in the tank. So just wanted to share with you guys some of the tools that I'm going to be using. Not that you guys have not seen this stuff before, but when I get all done, I'll link a 1 or 2 minute section to the end of this video and show you what I moved over there and what I ended up fragging. So thanks for watching, and appreciate everybody stopping by. Lights are still out on this tank until February 1st. So thanks for watching again, and stay tuned for the end results. Thanks, guys. I wanted to share real quick. You can see I got a ton of stomellas in the system. So that's where the mag cleaner was, but they are all, I know some people say you should take the wet side out and not leave it in there. It's just a coralline growth, but look at all the stomellas. They like live in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another one underneath here, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them that I can just see. And then there's a few on my sump, so the stomellas are definitely putting out their little puff of smoke. There's another one there that came down. Tons of stomellas. So pretty awesome. Just wanted to share that real quick. There's a couple more on this side too. Just 15 just on the mag cleaner. I gotta be careful when I use it because they all start moving off when I move it around. When I jump glass sides, I like to let them kind of crawl off so I don't smash them or mess up my glass. So something cool I thought I'd share. Okay, well, that was interesting. It's been about 2.5 hours. There's a bunch of pieces in the trash. There's multiple trips of water. little mess. So, fragged up quite a bit of stuff. This is the last two that I just did. These are the bow tie blasters. It was just going all crazy over the frag plug, so I tried to nip them off. A couple polyps on each and just put them on a bunch of different frag plugs. So hopefully they make it. You can see there's a little stomella in there. These have not gone in a dip, but the other ones have. So I did take out quite a bit of stuff. I still need to take the rack out, scrape the glass. But I trimmed up the Daisy Dukes, the red purple people eaters, the Twizzlers, the gorilla nipples, some purple monsters, Nirvanas, ding dangs, and some pink and golds. And yeah, they're all pissed off. Surprisingly, some of them are open already. This is not how the rack is going to look. I just wanted to I organized it, got it looking all nice, and then I went to start putting stuff in here, and I was like, crap. I had to move it all out of the way to make room. So the only thing I see that's really open right away is the Gatorades, purple monsters, a couple pink and golds are open, the bow tie blasters are open, and then everything else is pissed off. A lot of them I had to cut the skin, and they underwent a 5 to 15 minute iodine bath. So usually after that it takes about a day for them to recover or start to open again. But just wanted to share. Here's my mess. Got my safety glasses, threw my gloves out. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'll pull the rest of this out and finish cleaning up this mess before the old lady gets home. So thanks for watching. I'll try to do an update in a week or so to see what everything looks like. Thanks for watching.